gently on a cold Boston night. The Berkshires are covered in a blanket of white, and we're waiting for Father from the battle to ride. Little women, warm and cozy on a quiet Christmas night. Our hearts are filled with the spirit of Christmas as snowflakes drip down from above. Our hearts are filled with the spirit of Christmas and hopes for peace and a world filled with love.
In the year 1863, America was at war with itself, and although the battle lines were far to the south of Boston, Massachusetts, the effects were felt there nonetheless. Most families had friends or relatives, fathers or sons, who were off fighting the war. Such was the case with the March family. Mr. March, now an officer with the Union Army, had been blessed with 4 daughters: Amy, the youngest; Joe, an aspiring writer; Beth, a budding pianist; and Meg, the oldest and most responsible of the girls. He was also blessed with a wonderful wife. She was a loving mother who held the family together. All the girls called her Marmee, and she taught her daughters the value of family and togetherness. Unfortunately, family togetherness was no longer possible, for the war took Mr. March far away from home. It was particularly hard on the girls, especially during holidays like Christmas, for they missed the warm security of their father's presence, and they prayed for the day when they could all be together again.
I always loved the snow, especially the first snow of the winter. This year it fell right before Christmas, which made it extra special. I decided it would be a good idea if I practiced my aim for the snowball fights that were sure to happen in the months to come. Usually I had Father help me with this, but he was off fighting in the war. Lots of things would be different this year. New traditions, new feelings, and new friends for all of us. Of course, some things would never change.
Hi. How's it going? Working hard, I see. And then the evil wizard enters and makes Zara his prisoner, swearing to do harm to her unless Rodrigo will sacrifice himself in order to save her? Joe, I thought you were writing a Christmas play for us to do. This is more of an adventure story. Did you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, well, I'm sorry I'm interrupting you. I just wanted to talk to you, that's all, but I guess you're busy, so I'll leave you alone.
I'm sorry, Meg. I didn't mean to snap at you.
Do you realize this is the first time our family isn't together for Christmas?
Yeah, that's right. Hey, cheer up. We still have the 5 of us and Hannah to spend Christmas with. Now, where was I?
You're right. I was just a little bit worried about Christmas morning and your play.
What do you mean you're worried? I'm doing the best I can. I'm working very hard on this play.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way.
Oh, that's all right.
Tell me about the play.
It's a romantic story of love and tragedy. At the end, the villain realizes his evil ways and does himself in.
Dramatic. And what becomes of the hero?
I don't know. See, I haven't written that yet.
Look, it's still snowing outside. It's so peaceful when it snows.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go finish my script.
Almost through?
But if I don't get back to work, I'll never finish in time.
I wonder what happened to Mr. Lawrence.
You mean Laurie?
I haven't seen him anywhere for several days now.
That's nice.
He was so nice to rescue us at the ball. I hope nothing has happened to him. I'd feel awful if it has. Do you think he's all right, Joe?
Can we talk about this later?
All right. We'll talk when you're through.
Let's see. my love, I have come for you. Rodrigo, stop! I'm not! Save yourself! Hey, look!
Joe, what's wrong? Yow! Oh!
Amy, what's the matter?
The cat got her finger. Hey! Doesn't anyone care that I finally finished the play?
Really?
Can I read it, Joe? So is it wonderful?
Of course it's wonderful. Joe's a wonderful writer.
Let me read it, please, Joe.
Not now, Amy. I want Marmee and Meg to read it first. You can read it when everybody else is finished with it.
Well, I'm sorry, Joe. I can't read your play now. I have to finish this.
All right, you can read it after you're finished.
No, then I must go out. There's an urgent matter that I must take care of.
Why would you want to go out in this weather?
To take care of Mrs. Hummel.
Why? Anything wrong?
She's having her baby. Her husband has gone off to war. She has 5 young children and no one to take care of them. I must go over there this afternoon.
Oh, I see.
Why don't you let each of us read it until Mommy gets back?
Okay, Meg, you first.
Amy wanted to go
Oh,
first.
Joe, please let me read it, please.
All right.
Oh, boy!
We'll decide who's going to play which part after we've all read it. Agreed?
Yes.
All right. Amy, you pass this on to Beth when you're through. I'm going to shovel a path to the street for Marmee. Huh? That must be Laurie's grandfather. I wonder why they're not taking Laurie with them. Laurie! Laurie! I know you're there. Answer me. If I could just throw this high enough. Oh, I guess I have to put a little more punch in it. Whoops! Uh-oh.
Joe?
Hi, Laurie.
Hi.
I was wondering how you were.
I'm just fine. I did have a cold and I had to stay home, but I'm feeling better now.
Meg and I were worried because we hadn't seen you since the ball.
I got sick right after that.
You let us ride in the carriage the night of the ball. It's our fault. If it hadn't been for us, you probably wouldn't be sick right now.
I'm okay. Really, don't blame yourself. I'm sure I was already coming down with it.
Is there something we can do to help? Meg was worried too.
Meg, I almost forgot. How's your ankle doing?
It was just a little sprain. She's doing just fine now.
Well, that's a relief.
So, what have you been doing to pass the time?
Well, other than reading, I haven't been doing much of anything.
It sounds like you need somebody to talk to.
Yes, I don't have many friends around this place. It can be really boring at times. There's no one to talk to but Grandfather and the servants.
Well, I'm your friend now, Laurie, and I'd be happy to help keep you from being bored.
I don't know if that's possible anymore.
Catch! That made you forget your boredom.
Yeah, you've brightened my whole... Ow! Ooh, being bored was safer.
Well, I bothered you enough.
Why don't you come in for a while?
I'm not sure. I'll have to think about it.
Come on, do, Joe.
I will, but I have to ask my mother for her permission first.
Of course, I understand, but you'd better ask her fast because it looks like she's about to leave for a while.
Marmee, wait!
This place might not be so bad after all. Hooray!
Hi!
Hi, Joe. I'm really glad to see you. Thank you for coming. I didn't expect you to arrive here so quickly.
Look, I brought along a friend. I want you to meet Milky Ann.
It's nice to meet you, Milky Ann. I'll be your friend if you'll be mine, all right? Hi.
I think she likes you. My sister Beth thought Milky Ann would be able to brighten your day and boost your spirits. Beth insisted I bring her over.
Beth, is she the one I hardly ever see?
Yes, she's very shy.
What?
I forgot I was supposed to practice my play this afternoon. Oh, well, it can wait. Oh, by the way, my mother wanted me to welcome you as a neighbor and ask you if you like it here.
Very much, especially after meeting all of you.
Thank you. Meg made this for you. It's custard with fruit.
Wow.
She wants you to know how much she appreciates what you did for her at the ball.
Oh my, it's too beautiful to eat.
And my youngest sister Amy picked out the flowers for you.
I'm overwhelmed.
We all just wanted to show you how much we appreciate what you did and to welcome you as a neighbor and a friend.
I couldn't feel more welcome. There aren't words for what I feel.
Lori?
I'm sorry.
What's wrong?
Nothing, not now.
I'm not sure I understand, Lori.
I've never been made to feel at home like you've just made me feel. I've always wanted friends like you, and now I'm getting the cat all wet. Sorry about that, Milky Ann. I'm forgiven. Why don't we go up to my room? It's really messy, but at least we'll be able to sit down and talk.
This is really a lovely house, Lori.
Thanks, Joe, but I don't think you'll say that once you've seen my room. Well, here we are. What do you think?
Wow! This could be a beautiful room with a little tidying up.
I told you it was a mess.
Well, you've been sick.
No, I'm afraid this is how it always looks. I've just never been very conscientious about putting my things away.
Hey, why don't the two of us whip this room into shape?
Are you sure you want to take on that big of a job for someone you hardly even know?
Sure, now Milky Ann, stay away from those ashes. Why don't we start over here with this clock? This shouldn't take long.
What do you want me to do first?
How about those books?
What about them?
You can't be reading all these books at the same time, so why don't you put them away on the shelf when you're through with them? Here, catch!
Hey!
Why don't you blow that up and make yourself useful? And when you're done with that, you can help me make this bed.
Joe's been over at the Lawrences for an awful long time, don't you think?
Not really.
Look, someone's moving in that upstairs window.
He's probably just showing Joe around the house. Now they're upstairs.
I should have gone in with her, Beth. It's not right that she's in there with him all alone.
What do you mean all alone? You're just mad because you weren't invited. Besides, the butler's probably with them.
I am not mad because I wasn't invited, and how do you know the butler didn't go with Lori's grandfather, Huh? What's the matter?
It doesn't matter if the butler's gone. They're not alone. Milky Ann's with them.
There now, isn't this much better? I told you it wouldn't take too long.
Those flowers are really beautiful.
They brighten up the room.
So do you, Joe.
Well, I gather you like the custard.
Oh, yes. It was terrific. I can't believe how different my room looks. It's wonderful. You, did a great job.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
Now, how am I ever going to repay you for everything you've done for me?
You won't, because I just did what any friend would do for another friend. Besides, I'm repaying you, remember?
I forgot. But I'd be a terrible host if I didn't at least try. What can I do? Oh, well, I'll figure something out.
I've got a great idea. Why don't we spend the afternoon talking and getting acquainted with each other?
Great.
I love to talk. In fact, my mother scolds me sometimes for talking too much.
Huh? I can't imagine your mother scolding anybody.
How come you're surprised? That's what she's supposed to do when we don't behave properly. Don't you think it's a parent's job to make sure their children know how to act?
I won't argue that. It's just hard to picture your mother getting mad. I wish I had a mother like yours.
Well, she's my mother and I'm gonna keep her. But that doesn't mean you can't come over and spend some time getting to know her and my sisters better. Why don't you do that? You're welcome any time. I think you'll get to be great friends once you get to know each other.
Okay. I am curious to meet Beth and little Amy. I've only ever seen them from my windowsill.
Speaking of Amy, I wonder if she's finished reading the script of my play yet.
Give it back,
No,
Beth.
Amy.
Joe said I could read it. Give it to me.
You can't keep it all day. The rest of us need to read it. Look!
What? Hey! You tricked me. Give me back that script.
No.
Give it back or I'm telling.
Amy, you've had it all day and you still haven't read a word of it. It's time to let
You
someone
didn't
else
give me
have
enough
it.
time. Come back here, Beth.
Forget it, Amy. I'm gonna read it.
That's what you think.
Are you alright?
Oh.
Beth? What was that noise I heard?
Amy,
What happened?
well, Amy was chasing me around the room and she tripped.
Why was she chasing you?
Well, you see, it has to do with... Oh,
I got it. Oh, no.
oh, Amy, look. She tore it, Meg.
It was an accident.
Joe's gonna be mad.
It's not my fault. She said I could read it first.
Well, you'll just have to make sure it's fixed before she gets home.
Here. I don't want to read it. I don't want anything to
Amy,
do
what's the matter with you? Come back here. You have to fix the script. Huh.
Meg, it really isn't her fault.
Well then, whose is it? Never mind, it doesn't matter. Who's ever responsible better fix that script before Joe gets home or they'll hear about it for the rest of their life.
Wow, you can see our whole yard from here.
Yes, and your living room.
What?
Well, so much goes on in your house, I can't help myself.
Well, you'll have to come by and make yourself part of the goings-on around my house.
I'd love to. When may I come over?
Well, on Christmas we perform my play.
Really?
Yes, I write the plays and sing and dance.
Wow. You're terrific, Joe.
Thank you. Well, Lori, do you think your grandfather will let you come visit us on Christmas?
I think so. I'll just ask him.
I'll see if I can get Marmee to ask him, just to make sure.
Great.
Oh! Your grandfather always looks mad. Are you sure he'll let you come?
He's much nicer than he appears, and he pretty much lets me do whatever I want. He keeps that stern look on his face so people will respect him. He's really very nice. You'll see when you meet him.
Really?
I promise he won't bite.
Well, okay then.
By the way, are you really positive I won't be in the way or imposing on your family's Christmas?
Yes. You're one of the nicest boys I've ever met. You couldn't possibly impose on anyone. Especially not on a friend like me.
Really?
And I'm sure my family will feel the same way.
Thanks. I know how much you love books, so I thought you want to see the library before Grandfather gets home. I know you're still a little afraid of him, okay? I wouldn't want you to feel uncomfortable.
I'm okay. You promised me he wouldn't bite.
Yes, I did promise that, didn't I?
Oh, Lori, there's so many shelves and so many books. It's magnificent. It would take years to read all of these beautiful books. I've always dreamed of having a library like this. I could spend hours upon hours reading in here. Do you think that maybe I could, do that sometime?
Sure, Joe. Why don't we just stay now? At least in here we don't have to clean.
That's the largest portrait I've ever seen. Your grandfather looks so hard and cold.
Don't forget what I told you about him.
Oh no, he's coming. It's him. What am I supposed to do or say or... Oh dear. Lori!
Don't worry, I told you he's a very nice man.
But what if he...
You'll really like him, I know you will.
That's right. If you say he's a nice man, then he must be. I'm just being silly about meeting him. He'll probably turn out to be the nicest man I've ever met, and I'll feel dumb for having worried so much.
Now you're finally being sensible. Remember, he won't bite you. Yes, come in. Yes, what is it?
The doctor's here. He's come to give you your examination.
Tell him I'll be right there. Well, I better get this over with. Rotten timing, though. It won't take long. Would you mind waiting for me here?
No, go ahead. I'll wait. I'm sure I'll find something interesting in here to occupy my time.
Thanks, I'll be right back.
This place is like a dream come true. Everything is so beautiful. Shakespeare! Huh? Homer, Plato. I could live in this room. Golly. How do you do? You just want people to think you're mean. Well, sir, you don't fool me for a minute. You have very gentle eyes. In fact, if you look close, you're handsome.
Thank you. That's the most unique compliment I've ever received. I'm flattered that you think I'm handsome, young lady.
I hope you're not mad at me.
Nonsense. I hope I didn't frighten you.
Yes, sir. I mean, no,
Are you sure? Some people are actually afraid of me. Can you imagine that?
Hey, Laurie was right. You really are nice. Whew, what a relief. What's so funny? Was it something I said?
Well, now, young lady, how do I come to find you in my house? Not that I mind, of course. I'm just the curious type.
I came to visit Laurie because I heard he was sick.
That's very kind of you. And is Laurie feeling any better because of your visit?
Yes, sir. Laurie was feeling a bit lonely, but I managed to cheer him up and he's fine now. I think all Laurie needed was a friend. You know, someone he could talk to, someone like me.
Well, you're a good friend. Well, it's just about tea time. Would you care to join me?
Of course I would.
Young lady, you've made my day. Take my arm. I won't bite you.
Thanks. I'd be honored.
How are you feeling, Theodore?
I'm a bit confused, Grandfather. When did you get home?
Just a few minutes ago. And in time to meet this young lady. Well, Joe, if you're ready, we'll just make our way to the parlor. Follow us, Theodore.
I'm enjoying your company thoroughly.
Tell me, is your Aunt March well?
Quite well, thanks. How about my grandfather? Did you know him? I'd love to hear about him.
Yes, I knew him. He was a fine, fine man. Theodore, I hope you know what a fine friend you've made.
Me to spend Christmas Day with her.
It's very gracious of her to invite you. I think it's a good idea, personally.
You mean it's all right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry you got carried away.
Joe, you're a breath of fresh air in my home.
It's so beautiful in here.
I know. It's my favorite part of the house during the winter. This is for you to take home.
Oh, they're lovely.
Give these to your mother.
Oh, they're gorgeous, Laurie.
They're the best flowers in the greenhouse.
Marmee will love them.
I'm glad. Thank her for me and tell her that the medicine she sent for me was very effective. Don't forget.
What medicine?
When Joe finally came home, she was so excited about the new friendship she had with Laurie and his grandfather, she even forgave us for tearing her script. We made her sit down and tell us all about her day. We even tried our hand at figuring out Laurie's mysterious message about the medicine that Marmee sent. Even Joe couldn't figure it out. But when Marmee came home, we told her, and she understood right away. You see, the medicine Marmee sent with Joe was Joe herself. Our Christmases were usually fun. We'd have snowball fights, sing carols, and tell Santa Claus stories. But this year, everything changed. With Father off to the war, we scarcely had enough money to get by. Not only could we not afford new decorations, we couldn't even afford to buy a tree. So we decided to dig up our own. Marmee was off doing volunteer work, so Joe took charge of digging up the tree. Well, at least she tried to.
Joe, we're apt to catch pneumonia if you don't hurry up. We've got to get out of this cold air.
Maybe you could help me. I feel like I'm gonna drop at any minute.
Yeah, but you've got the only shovel, and besides, we're both freezing to death.
I know it's cold, but I need some help. This mud is frozen solid.
But I'll get my hands dirty, Joe.
So what?
Well, Marmee always said that a lady should never have dirty hands.
Marmee never pulled up a tree with her bare hands before.
Oh.
Oh.
Now, Joe, don't be so hard on Amy. She's just a little girl. Wait, I've got an idea. Joe, on Main Street there's a shop that sells beautiful fir trees. Let's just buy a real small one.
Oh, come on, Meg. We don't have the money. You know perfectly well how tough it's been with Father away.
Yes, I suppose you're right about that. Anyway, we need the money for presents.
Yeah. I want a lot of presents.
I want to help the family. Phew.
Maybe you better give up for now. You're never going to finish the job before nighttime.
No, I won't give up. The roots are buried deep, but I mean to bring this tree home today.
I just don't want you to overdo it, Joe.
Yeah.
Thanks, but I'm okay, Meg. I'm determined that in spite of everything, we're going to have a Christmas to remember and tell Father about.
That's a beautiful sentiment, Joe.
What about gifts? Is there going to be enough money for some?
Well, Amy, maybe not. But Christmas is a time for giving, and not about what you get.
Suddenly, Meg and I felt ashamed for being more worried about presents than in helping Joe make Christmas bearable.
Hey, what are you doing? You shouldn't have to be doing that. Wait a minute, I'll help you.
No, thank you. I can handle it.
Oh, come on. If you don't let me help, people will think you're a tomboy or something. Let me help, okay?
Joe, please. He's right. You don't have anything to prove. Let him help.
Come on, please. Let me at least help you out a little bit. Well?
Oh, all right. I'm just used to working by myself.
Yeah, I know. But you're not used to this kind of work, and you could hurt yourself. Just count yourself lucky that I came along.
We all appreciate your help, Laurie.
You girls have found one of the nicest groups of trees. They're the best Christmas trees for miles around.
Really?
Yeah, that's why Grandfather bought this land in the first place.
That gave us quite a shock. We hadn't asked for permission to take a tree, and we surely weren't raised to be impolite and mannerless. Marmee would have said we were stealing and had a fit, but Laurie didn't seem to mind at all. He happily used his strong arms and our dull shovel to help us get our tree. He even carried it home for us.
I can't tell you how sorry we are for trying to take that tree without asking permission.
It's really no problem, Meg.
Yeah, but what about your grandfather?
Don't worry about him.
Well, I really like your grandfather, and I'd hate for him to think of us poorly.
Hey,
He won't,
Joe.
really.
Joe,
Don't
please
worry
introduce
about
me.
it, Joe.
Come on, Joe,
He'll be happy
please.
to make your Christmas
Don't do
happier.
that. You'll tear my dress.
Joe, please.
Please stop interrupting.
I will.
Laurie,
Yes?
I'd like to introduce my little sister Amy.
Well, I'm very honored, miss.
I'm sorry, I neglected to introduce the two of you before.
Well, that's my loss. Wait, let me put this down. I'm glad I finally got to meet you, man. Call me Laurie, Amy.
Happy to meet you, Mr. Laurie.
Amy, his last name is Lawrence.
Ow!
Amy!
Hi. Suddenly I got butterflies in my stomach. He was so handsome and nice.
Well, Amy, what do you think of me so far?
Oh, yeah!
Huh? Sorry.
Laurie's dirty hand had ruined my idea of keeping clean, but I managed to wash my hands in the stream on the way home.
I've got to get back. Merry Christmas.
Thanks for the help. And don't forget our play is tomorrow. I'll be disappointed if you miss it.
Oh, I wouldn't miss it for anything.
Oh, you're back. What a beautiful Christmas tree. I thought we didn't have enough money for one this year.
Well, we didn't buy it. We dug it up. Only we were kind of on private property, so it could be we stole it. We started trimming the tree right away. We had to explain to Beth how we got permission from Laurie to take the tree, so she'd stop worrying. But still, a cloud was hanging over our Christmas spirit.
I know I'm acting spoiled, but Amy's right. Christmas won't be the same without a whole bunch of presents to open on Christmas morning.
Or wrapping all the presents on Christmas Eve.
Marmee is doing her best to manage our money and to keep us going while Father is at war. I think the least we can do is try to be happy with what we have got and remember the spirit of Christmas. We must keep our morale up for Mommy's sake. I know it's been difficult for everybody, but let's all just make the best of it. Amy, remember, it's not the presents that count.
Oh, I know. But I just don't think it's very fair.
Amy! Amy, we have a whole lot to be thankful for. A beautiful home and a mother and father who love us and plenty of food to eat.
Love and family and warmth.
Yes, but they're not the same as Christmas gifts.
No, Amy, they're much, much better.
But you can't unwrap them.
You know, sometimes you just make me mad. Shame on you.
Meg did have a point, but I didn't see it then. While we were having our discussion, cranky old Aunt March was leaving her house. She was on her way to pay us an unexpected visit. That visit would change the whole face of our Christmas that year.
Aunt March, I was coming to see you.
It'll have to wait a while, David. I'll be back at supper time.
But, Auntie, it's very important that we speak now. I need to ask you if you
Come back later, David.
But, Auntie, wait! Just tell me where you're going and I'll meet you there! Oh.
Ha-ha! Double trouble, bubbling blue! I will make the spell come true! Piece of bat, my veil of purple! Veil of blue, magic powers, I call on you to gather near! Now you cannot defeat me, Hugo. I am too powerful a witch for you to escape the magic I command now.
Beast, you are mistaken. I am protected by all the magic of the amulet. No, Beth, hold it. You have to have more passion, more, well, fire and grief.
Okay. I've come for my love, Zara the Beauty. Hagar, bring me to meet my true love, and please don't torture me any longer.
Who dare come under my roof? Is it you, my love? I hear the voice of the awful witch, the one who vowed to end your life. Oh, mercy, her curse is awful. It burns my immortal soul.
Yes, be wise and fear my wrath. Now you two are separated forever.
Pretty good, ladies. I'm pleased with the way you've memorized most of your lines.
Thanks, Joe.
I just hope I don't forget my part. Uh-oh, it's Aunt March.
I'll bet she's coming to check up on us. I hope she doesn't stay long.
Oh, come on, Joe. After all, it's Christmas. She probably just wants to spend some time with the family.
Oh, I hope she's not cranky. Aunt March, how good to see you.
You answered so fast. I hope my sudden appearance didn't upset your plans.
No.
Since Christmas is tomorrow, I'd like to speak to you about personal gifts.
By all means, we're all happy to see you, and we do have some free time.
As usual, Lori was watching out for us and saw Aunt March arrive and go into the house.
Can she possibly be a relative? I doubt it.
Once she was inside, Aunt March studied every inch of the house with a fine eye. We were so afraid she wouldn't approve and go into one of her cranky moods. The only time she'd ever been nice was after she'd taken one of her long afternoon naps, and I think this day she must have had one. She was real pleasant. Still, there were moments when we really weren't sure. We held our breath to hear what she'd say.
Well, children, you have a beautiful home, and your Christmas tree is a handsome one. I think you've all done a marvelous job with them both.
I'm very glad you came.
I'm glad I came too, Meg.
You must be freezing. Let me heat up the fire for you.
Why don't you come and sit down in this chair, Aunt March? We want you to feel comfortable.
Yes, Aunt March.
You're very kind. Where is Mary? Will she be home soon?
She's doing volunteer work and won't be back till after nightfall.
She left the four of you unsupervised?
Oh, it's all right.
Yes, we take good care of ourselves.
Really?
There's really nothing to worry about.
Marmee feels she can be closer to Father if she volunteers. Twice a month she makes the trip to the Army Depot and helps them put together packages for the wounded soldiers at the front. We take care of everything at home. We make our own meals, clean up after ourselves, and try to keep life as normal as possible.
That's right.
Well, you don't look the worse for wear. I just don't understand why Mary finds the need to go out and work when she has four beautiful daughters to care for right here. After all, charity is supposed to begin at home, but then I'm old-fashioned.
But we're happy, Aunt March. Marmee takes wonderful care of all of us.
Yes, but I worry. So much can happen you're not prepared for, especially to one as young and helpless as Amy.
Helpless?
Oh, Aunt March, did Marmee tell you how we solved our money problem?
Money problem?
Yes, with Father off to war. Well, it's been kind of tough to make ends meet, but anyway, we decided that out of respect for our absent father, we are going to do without presents this year.
Very commendable. But I already knew about that. In fact, that's why I'm here, and I'm impressed with all of you. So I've decided to give you each a gift. I hope you won't mind they're not wrapped.
Aunt March, thank you, but this really isn't necessary. We're happy to do without this year. We're touched that you should want to.
Nonsense. It's because you girls are willing to have Christmas without presents that I want you to have these.
Oh, Aunt March.
Buy something nice for yourself.
Aunt March, I'll always be grateful to you.
Here's yours, Joe.
Golly. You've just brightened my Christmas.
And now one for you, Beth.
Oh, thank you, Aunt March. This means so much to me.
You're welcome, child. Amy, you're so small I'd planned on giving you $50. Oh, but I changed my mind.
Golly, thanks! Gosh, I'm so happy, Aunt March, thank you! Yay! I could hardly believe it. Thanks to Aunt March, we were all gonna have a Christmas with presents after all. Later that Christmas Eve day, a man was seen creeping around our house. We weren't even aware he was there. For all we know, he could have been a robber or worse. But had we seen him, we would have known right away who he was. But Laurie spotted him first. And since Laurie felt it was his duty to watch out for us in our father's absence, he decided to confront the stranger, even if it meant putting himself in danger.
Hey, stop! Are you mad? Let me go or you'll rule the day. Hey, stop! Yeah, let me go! I'm gonna...
What are you doing sneaking around here?
How dare you touch me? Stop at this instant! You're crazy! Help me, somebody!
I'm not gonna let you get away that easily, mister, so you might as well just give up.
I can't breathe! Stop!
Now I think it's time we go to the authorities. Come on.
Authorities? You should be the one who's locked up. Ouch!
We'll just see about that.
What in heaven's name is going on? David, is that you?
Huh? Help me, Aunt March! This man's crazy. He's out of his mind.
Laurie, what's the meaning of this?
This man was peeking into your living room window, so I caught him.
David, is this true?
I was just minding my own business and this guy grabbed me.
Knowing you, David, I find that a bit hard to believe.
David, it's terribly impolite of you to be peeking through our window, especially at Christmas time. Laurie, thank you, but let him go. He's harmless.
Well, I'm just surprised you don't want this man arrested.
I'm a close relative.
Huh.
Joe, who is this handsome young man? He's a neighbor worth having.
He's part of James's family, Auntie. Laurie Lawrence, meet Aunt March.
My pleasure. My, I remember you as a baby. You were pretty as a plum.
Thanks, ma'am.
Well, what's become of old James? I haven't heard from him in years. Just like him.
Oh, he's very well, ma'am.
Good. Convey him my very best regards, won't you?
Yes, of course.
David and Laurie settled their differences after Laurie apologized. David had wanted to see Aunt March so he could borrow some books or something. As for me, I couldn't think about anything except what I was going to buy with my very own dollar. Don't you dare take my dollar. It's all I've got to my name.
I've just decided what to spend my money on.
What's that?
I'm going to buy a textbook on dramatic acting. I want to be the consummate performer of my time and all time. Thank you.
I was thinking I'd get a few of those colored pencils at the shop.
That sounds like fun.
I'm going to buy some music. Beethoven and Mozart.
Meg, what's your Christmas dream?
I have so many, it would be hard for me to pick just one.
You have to have a favorite dream, Meg. Tell us about it.
There's this pretty hat, and I'm sure it would be perfect for me, but it's entirely too expensive to buy.
We've been pretty poor lately, and maybe we should be more careful about how we spend the money. But I just want us to spend it on beautiful presents for all of us and have fun!
The next few minutes were quiet ones, all of us thinking our own private thoughts about the joys of Christmas. I know we were all thankful for Aunt March's visit, for it was she, of all people, who brightened up our Christmas. It would be a long time before I called her cranky again. We all began to wish it was time for Marmee to return home. We put her slippers by the fire so they would be warm.
I wonder how many Christmases Marmee's slippers have seen.
Maybe we should spend some of the money Aunt March gave us and buy Marmee a brand new pair of slippers.
Oh, Beth, that's a wonderful idea.
It is?
I've got a better idea. Why don't we each buy her a gift?
All of us?
We can afford it now, right?
Oh, Joe, that's the best idea yet. We can each plan a gift for Marmee and then we'll go to town and buy it. Marmee does so much for us.
Oh, gee! I want to spend this on me. I mean, isn't that what we agreed on?
Oh, Amy, try to remember that Christmas is supposed to be about giving.
Yeah, she's acting spoiled, isn't she? Well, you are.
Hey, don't worry. I'm confident that Amy knows what's important in life and that she'll come around.
Oh, yeah? Well, I won't believe that until I see it.
Oh, yeah? I can give presents better than anybody in this room and a lot better than you.
Stop it. That's not what Christmas is about.
Stop the fussing, please. We need to move on to more important subjects, like who is going to buy what from Marmee. Does anyone have a suggestion as to what we should get her?
Slippers.
Mm-hmm.
Meg, I'll buy Marmee a handkerchief with a pretty border on it.
Well, Amy?
Well, I'm gonna buy perfume.
I guess that takes care of the three of us. Now how about you, Meg?
Let's see. Perhaps some gloves.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to see Marmee's face when she opens the presents.
Yeah, Beth. It'll be great. She'll like them so much she'll buy us gifts.
Oh, can't you ever stop thinking about yourself?
Now, Joe.
Well, it looks like the weather is pretty cold, but I think it's good enough for us to go into town. What do you say we go shopping?
Well, if we're all in agreement, I think Joe's suggestion is an excellent one. If we hurry, we can get all the shopping done before Marmee gets home. And when Marmee does get home, we'll surprise her with the fruits of our unexpected fortune from Aunt March. Agreed?
Yes.
We still haven't figured out how we're going to give the presents to Marmee. How do you think we should do it?
That's no problem at all. Once the presents are all wrapped, we'll put them in our Christmas basket to keep them safe.
Yeah.
And then when Marmee's not looking, we'll put the basket on the hearth by her chair so that when she sits down to warm herself, she'll find the presents.
It's absolutely perfect. That's a great idea, Joe.
Thanks, Meg. Before us lie the best shops in town. Let's buy the very best for Marmee.
Gosh.
That looks very good on you, miss.
Oh. I was just, looking.
Here's what you wanted, our finest leather gloves.
It's our best lace-hemmed handkerchief, miss. Must be for someone very special. Shall I box it for you?
That perfume is $1. The other smaller one next to it is 30 cents. All our perfume is imported from France. Would you like for me to wrap one of them up for you?
Well, ma'am, do you have a bottle of perfume that's maybe a little bit smaller or cheaper than these two?
No, miss. These are the only sizes we have. Besides, at these prices, they're a bargain.
Merry Christmas, Joe.
Merry Christmas, Meg.
My word. Your present looks beautiful. There, I hope she likes them.
She won't be expecting any of us to give her presents. So when we present her with the basket, she'll be completely surprised and she's sure to love all the presents.
I can't wait.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Beth.
Am I interrupting?
No, come join us.
Where should I put Marmee's present?
Put it in the basket on top.
Sorry it took so long, but I really wanted to make sure I wrapped it just right.
It's very beautiful, Beth. I'm positive Marmee will love it.
Oh, I hope so.
Hi, Amy. Did you finish wrapping your present?
Yep, here it is. One bottle of perfume, just like I promised.
Isn't it a bit small, Amy?
You're making me mad.
Oh, woe is me, for my love has been imprisoned, held in a trap.
Joe, you're overacting a little.
I suppose you could do a better job. Remember, I'm the director. Okay, now, where was I? Oh, yes. And now I'm trapped as well. My body weakens and I grow faint. Well, you might applaud.
I would applaud if I liked it.
Well, perhaps you should show us how you think it should be done, since you're such an expert. Go ahead.
Oh, woe is me, for my love has been imprisoned. And now I'm trapped as well. My body weakens, I grow faint.
No.
Hello, girls. I expected to come home to girls sleeping, not rehearsing a play.
I'm sorry, Marmee, but I was worried about Amy's part. I want to make sure she doesn't give a bad performance.
Well, I'm sure Amy will give a fine performance tomorrow. Try to be a bit more understanding of her, Joe. After all, she's just a little girl like you were once.
Maybe I am being too tough on her.
Well, since you're all up, I have some news for you. I've changed my mind about presents.
Oh?
I know your father would want us to have a happy Christmas while he's away, and what's Christmas without the joy of giving?
We all felt the same way, Marmee, so we went out and got presents for you, too.
I thought about it for a while and realized I missed the part of Christmas that's meant so much to me, like my daughter's faces as you open your gifts on Christmas morning.
I wish there was some way that Father could share Christmas with us, if only we could send it to him.
I know. How about if we write down everything that happens?
We'll bind it like a book and mail it to him. It'll be a fine Christmas present.
We all agreed to write down our experiences for Father, and then Beth began to play the piano. It was one of the happiest Christmases of my life. We listened to Beth play well into the night. The fire was toasty warm and the music filled the room with joy. The feeling of closeness and sharing was wonderful. The snow fell gently that night and guaranteed us a white Christmas to remember. At last we went to bed, exhausted from our day of lessons learned. As for me, I could hardly sleep. You see, I bought a cheaper bottle of perfume from another store instead of the expensive one I should have bought. It leaked all over my bed when I tried to wrap it, and I learned something from it. Generosity not only feels better, it smells better too.
The next morning, the girls awoke to a glorious Christmas day, with presents under each of their pillows. Out of the difficulties this season had brought to the girls, they learned the true meaning of Christmas, that it's not the gift that makes the day special, but the love with which that gift is given.